All right, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. This is Trevor Greenfield, and I am your host here today as we are covering the 2021 IndyCar iRacing Series Round 1 from Barber. Today it is 11 o'clock, Friday, April 16th. I'm out here on the Pacific Coast. And this is shaping up to be one heck of a series this year. There has been a great amount of interest in it. Of course, it differentiates from the rest of the other iRacing series that are out there that operate per season. This one spans multiple seasons, and so gets good commitment, and it's kind of like a league race. League series in the middle of iRacing, and it's an official series, so we should see lots of great competition from top-end elite racers that are doing the IR18 and other series. So let's see if we can get in on some of the qualifying action, and really pleased to bring you this very first race here on VirtualRacing.Network. I have no idea how many more races we'll cover, but seems like some of these races deserve to have coverage, so we're going to try to bring that to you. And again, this is brand new software to me. I'm not a professional broadcaster like Arjuna is over there doing all the race spot coverage. So please forgive my lack of professional broadcast capabilities, and I'll do my best to get everything showing correctly for you. Here, let's get the information up on the screen. So far, nobody has turned in a hot lap yet. We have pretty much everybody on the track right now. A couple of, let's go over some of the entrants. We have Andreas Eick, Ray Kingsbury putting in his first lap. Let's go ahead and switch over to him. Here's Ray. And Ray is actually my teammate in Last Lap Motorsports Park VR. And he's out there actually with the Nitro Circus car livery. He's been turning some really fast laps and already had some success this week in the Road Series. We've got Stefan Petrat, who has just taken the provisional pole position, 107. And of course, this is the laps are coming in hot and heavy now. We got 74 registrants for this race, I believe. And so in this race, we have 25. This is the top split for this session. And so we have 25 racers here. So we take a look over here at Henry Bennett, who just put in the fastest lap thus far, 106.69. And just as I say that, we switch over to Adam Crane, who has just himself put in quite a lap, a 106. It's changing so quickly, 106.59. There, Hugo Olsen puts his name at the top of the list, 106.37. 106.368 as it says on our timing and scoring. And so now the top three, Hugo Olsen, Adam Crane, and Henry Bennett, all three of which are on additional laps. Then fourth, we've got Ray Kingsbury, who also reached into the 106s, 106.71 for him. Cesar Manzato puts his name up into the top, and Henry Bennett answers yet again, puts his name second on the list with a 106.49. We still have Adam Crane on a flyer, though. And we'll have to see what he can do. And he goes to the top of the charts with a 106.09. That is one of the fastest speeds that one of the fastest lap times that we have seen this week here at Barber. I'm not sure if that's going to be the record. I'll do some research here in a little bit and let you know. But that is certainly one of the fastest qualifying times that we've seen. And so, let's see who, we still have a couple of drivers out here. Hayata Asaga, who's currently sitting 13th with a 107.34, is now completing their second lap. And we also have Dan Dracia and Severi Seppa. I know Severi from many of the results and many of the races that I've been in. Severi is very capable of putting in a hot lap, but doesn't seem to improve from his 17th place starting position. So Hayata Asaga still continuing out here, putting in their second lap. And they appear to be the only ones yet to finish their qualifying. Apologize if anybody is in chat. I'm not really paying attention to it right now. Oh, Thomas Christensen, thank you. Great work, Trevor. That's awesome. Thanks, man. And yeah, just trying out, like I said, all this software, trying to get it working right. There's still a lot of stuff to configure. So we have David Toth also on track right now as Hayata finishes his qualifying, and we switch over to David. And it looks like takes it a little too hot into the corkscrew. So as we can see, it does not appear as though there's going to be anybody who can challenge. Let's take a look at that off track real quick from David. Just simply gets it too hot into the corner, locks it up, puts it off. And as you know, even a 0x contact, even just slightly scuffing a wall or something, is going to invalidate a lap when you're in qualifying. And so, yeah, needless to say, when you get an off track, you slide off like that. Even if you could turn in a good time, which, ironically enough, there's a couple places on this track, like turn 1, where you can actually go off track, join back on, and still maintain a good lap time, but you will invalidate your lap. All right, and so we get ready to grid up here. Let's take a look at the starting order for today's race. It is nobody's surprise. Adam Crane dropping down a 106.068 pole time, and that is tough to beat. Hugo Olsen, second place. Everybody recognizes all of these top starters. Third, Henry Bennett. And then we've got Cesar Manzato, Ray Kingsbury starting in fifth. Good job, Ray. Pay attention to that Nitro Circus livery on there. Great effort by them. Stefan Petrat starting in 6th place. Pierre Verne is starting in 7th, and you can really see the international component here. We've got people representing all nations here. It's really great. Andreas Eick, very familiar to those of us in the IndyCar circles, starting in 8th place. Hayata Asaga from Japan starting in 9th. Carlos Derecho starting in 10th. And we get back to David Toth and Emil Bernstorff. That's great to see Emil. I know he's a streamer. He's a real-life F3 driver. So let's go ahead and figure out how to get this to go to the next page. There we go. And continuing, starting 13th, lucky number 13, Vilda Wallen. Starting 14th, we've got Xavier Sanchez, then Andrew Kinsella, Dan Dracia, Severi Seppa. As I said before, I'm so used to seeing Severi so close up at the front, but don't count him out later on in the race. A real master of tires. And we have Togo Hisada, Pablo Espez, Benjamin Burmeister, Daniel Gujer, Eric Winter, Jan Hoffman, and Bob Van Katwick. And then finally, Kenny Brady starting alone on the last row. But will he stay there? That is the question. That is the question. Can he go from last to first? Tall order at a place like this. So let's get that junk off the screen. And let's get ready to go here. You can see the track map up at the top as we switch up to Adam Crane, who's going to be leading the field, coming down, getting ready here. Again, just bear with me while I get all of my overlays and things working properly. And so we get close to the final corner. Pace car taking its sweet time. These are the nervous moments here, where you're just trying to keep your distance a little bit from the other driver, make sure that you get plenty of space and you don't have any silly accidents on the pace lap. And we get set to do 67 laps of action here. This is the second race of the week for the 2021 IndyCar iRacing Series, Class C Series, but Class A talent showing up at this race. This is the top split, and we get ready to see 67 laps of action. So buckle in, because this should be absolutely incredible. Don't expect a lot of tire degradation today. If people do push a little too hard, that might be a factor, but otherwise that hasn't been. And there Adam Crane goes. Hugo Olsen tucks in directly behind, and we are green. And Emil Bernstorff looks like he had a little issue. Yep. Emil Bernstorff with an issue, so we're going to take a look at that. Yeah, we're going to take a real quick look at that. Oh, there you can see he's off, sitting there. No good. We'll have to take a look at what happened a little bit later on. So Adam Crane immediately under fire from Hugo Olsen. In the meantime, we look at Stefan Petrat, who has moved up one position, gotten around Ray Kingsbury on the start. And in the meantime, it looks pretty status quo. Oh, is Ray going to make a challenge to come back? We'll have to see. I know it was, I believe it was Ray and Stefan who had a race together earlier this week. They battled for quite some laps, so they've seen each other's car. And here goes Ray Kingsbury down the inside, down the outside, making the move through the hairpin. Can he hold it on the outside? And he does. Ray retakes the position, back up into fifth. A little bit of walk up there from up in front. So everybody in the top 9 back to the original starting positions that they were in. We take a look back at the leader, Adam Crane. So as Adam begins lap 3 here of 67, expect pitting to occur sometime between laps 21 and laps 20, like lap 23 to 24 maybe, depending on how far they can stretch it. We have, let's see, Dan Gracia has crashed, but we also had Carlos Derecho crashing a little bit earlier. Let's go back to, this is Dan Gracia crashing, so my software tells me. We get it wrong here in this corner. Sometimes it lies to us. Says something happens and then it doesn't. So we'll go back to live until we can get that one sorted out. There's Adam Crane. And once again, it's the top 9, all, you know, just hanging tight. We've got Hugo here, just a second and a half back. And then next back to Henry Bennett is half a second. Again, all of these guys being very familiar to those of us watching various series, such as the Elite Series, Elite Indy Series. We just finished at Indianapolis this last week on Sundays. Looks like we had a little bit more smoke block up in the front. I'm guessing that came from Adam Crane, but can't really tell. We also appear to have had an issue with Pablo Espez having gone off and come back on. So, but for the top 9, once again, looking very much just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, just right in the row, not really trying to poke any noses out or pass anybody. There we've got Stefan Petrot, now content to sit behind Ray Kingsbury a little bit. And back at Pierre Verne, RC sponsorship. Not sure if that's his racing team. And we take a look at Andreas Eick. Age 17. I can't, that can't be right. He's so good. There's no, he can't be 17. Are you really 17, Andreas? You'll have to let me know. Somebody let me know if you're watching. Hey, you're totally welcome, Christian Steele. I see you over there in the chat. Thank you, buddy. It's a crying shame that you're not out there, Christian. I know you would be right up there at the front, for sure. But back to this crazy race that is just unfolding like so crazily. The top 8 are totally status quo. It does appear as though David Toff passed Ayata Asaga, excuse me, for 9th. Ooh, that was quite the overtake there on the outside. Might have been using push to pass. Down to 9 push to passes remaining, so that's a possibility. And I'm thinking this pass happened, Carlos Derecho passing Emil Bernstorff. I'm thinking Emil is just having issues with his vehicle. He's now shown a lap down back in 25th. So we jump back up to Adam Crane, who is having absolutely no issues, just floating along. Last lap was a 107.76. Let's see if we can change ticker. We have to like manually change a lot of this stuff, so if we could just automatically get it to do some stuff like change between the laps and the best lap times and things like that. But now we have the gap times running in the ticker up above. So you can see Adam Crane, 2.2 second advantage over Hugo Olsen. Third, Henry Bennett. And we are now currently on lap 7 of 67. And we had Kenny Brady crashing. Let's take a look at this one. Kenny Brady, not sure where they were running at the moment. Oh, here we go. Spinning, spinning, spinning. So easy to do at a place like this where you're really on the limit a lot. And so we go back, take a look at Adam Crane. Let's go ahead and go back through the field a little bit here. We've got David Toth now running in, or Toth, excuse me, running in 9th. And he has gained 2 positions today. Hayata Saga in 10th has lost a position. Vilda Wallen up 2 more positions in 11th. Andrew Kinsella hot on the heels of Vilda. We'll have to see if Andrew can get around. Very popular driver in the different leagues. Of course, I race with him in the same league, though I haven't really been racing against him in the Elite Series, but ooh, there's a lot of brake lock up from Andrew. We go back, and I'm paying attention to the battles up front, but it really hasn't changed. We've got Adam Crane out 3 seconds ahead, or close to 3 seconds on Hugo, followed by Henry Bennett, Cesar Manzato, Ray Kingsbury, Stefan Petrat, Pierre Verne, Andreas Eich, David Toth, as we mentioned. Now we're back here in 13th, looking at Xavier Sanchez. And so now continuing, Severi Seppa, and it appears as though Pierre Verne has had an issue. Look, yep, just put it wrong. And a couple of cars got around, so that's -6 positions now for Pierre. And a lot of those drivers that I just mentioned have now moved up. So there's Pierre, currently in 13th. And so just a reset now. We're at lap 10. Still no issues up at the front for Adam Crane, Hugo Olsen, or Henry Bennett. 6.42 seconds back to 5th place, Ray Kingsbury. Lap times are pretty even. We've got Adam Crane doing a 107.81 the last lap. Hugo Olsen slightly faster, 0.3 faster, 107.50. And then just underneath him, we've got Henry Bennett, 107.87, Cesar Manzato, 107.90, Ray Kingsbury, 108.26, and Stefan Petrat, 108.24. David Toth slipping in a 107.98 on the last lap from 8th place, and it appears as though he is able to put down some really good laps. It always depends on kind of what the traffic situation is around you. So David Toth now getting very close to Andreas Eich. And we have Jan Hoffman who has crashed. Let's take a look at that. I think, seem to want to catch. Oh, here we go. So it's like the second time I clicked on that it wanted to go there. Oh. Yeah. So very, very easy to do. Once again, just it's such a high commitment corner. You're laying the car on the left side's really high speed there, and very easy to get it just a little bit too far off. So, and just as we say that, David Toth has gotten around Andreas Eich up into 7th. Having quite a good run, David Toth is right now. replay. Here it is. Making a move on Andreas. That's quite a move in one of these Indy cars. Very solid, very assured, very confident in his pass there. I'm not sure if he says he's down to 8. Push to pass his left. Here's Daniel Goodger, excuse me. Again, where he didn't want to quite jump to the right replay. Oh, wow. Okay, so there's our first real hit. So that will undoubtedly negatively affect the rest of his race. Oh boy. So he slides back through the field. And just a recap here as we get back to the live picture. Adam Crane leads Hugo Olsen and Henry Bennett here on lap 13 of 67. This is the 2021 IndyCar iRacing Series Round 1 at Barber Motorsports Park, Birmingham, Alabama. This is the inaugural race that we're doing here on VirtualRacing.Network. And I'm Trevor Greenfield, your host. Some of you may know me from my attempts to keep an IndyCar on track during official racing sessions. Or perhaps my overly talkative forum self who's not afraid to share a little bit of opinion about what's going on with the Indy cars or iRacing. But this is my first attempt at trying to cover one of these series, and I feel like as we see that Bob Van Cadweg has crashed. Okay, so as I was rambling there, Bob had a moment. Oh, locks it straight into. Almost collects someone. So, regroups and is back underway. But yeah, it's my pleasure. I mean, I have no idea how many of these I'll cover or whatnot, but it seems like, you know, like this series, the IndyCar iRacing series, I guess it was started last season, or perhaps it's a couple of seasons old now, but it's fairly young, and it drew some great competition last year. And as I was mentioning at the top of the broadcast, there is really, yeah, it's really like, it's a great series with a lot of, it goes the entire length of the year, essentially, that IndyCar runs. Opening this week with Barber, and of course, IndyCar will be on track there next, tomorrow. The Indy Pro 8, the Indy Pro cars, 2000 cars are there today. I see a huge lockup there in front of Adam Crane. There's somebody who has just got off. Is that Kenny Brady, I think, who went off there. Yep, right in front of where the leaders were going to be. Good thing Adam didn't go, or anybody hasn't gone wide there. So we go back to Adam Crane. And so anyway, yeah, this series is really great. I know that he's going to broadcast it, and I'm not really sure what the plans are for Race Spot or anybody else to do broadcasting for it, but I just figured at least one of the 5 races a week I might be able to slide in and broadcast it for us, so that at least we have some record of it all happening. And some of these races are just fantastic. Again, these competitors are wonderful. We just had a moment here. Stepan Petrot has gone off track, and I'm not sure. Did we get the thing right? Yeah, I was on the wrong car again. I don't know why it doesn't want to get on the right car. And there, let's see if we can see that again. Did Stefan get some help from behind? Nope, just loses it. Was following in that close pack with Ray, and then just lost it. So Stefan Petrot, unfortunately, takes himself out of the top 10, or puts himself into 10th position now. And here is Ray Kingsbury under attack from David Toth. And Toth takes the position up the inside. Ray, does he attempt to defend? He cannot defend. So Ray just trying to hang on to 6th place at this point with David Toth, his huge charge. David Toth up 6 positions today from 11th to 5th. And as we get to lap 16, you can see he's not just on some super undercut strategy, I don't think. We'll have to see how the pit strategies all work out, but it doesn't appear as though he was just lightly fueled and is attempting to get an undercut strategy. Otherwise, he probably would have already pitted. So David is kind of the biggest mover and shaker here so far, as it had been relatively pedestrian until Stefan Petrot took himself out of contention there up in the top. But we just had Ray Kingsbury have an issue. I'm not sure if he's pitting. I can't tell. It looks like he just got passed by a couple of cars. Andreas Ike getting around. Ray locking tires going into the hairpin. And so slipping back a couple of positions. Now would be a pretty good time to tell you that as Ray's teammate, I helped to work on the setup. But so I'm glad to take the credit for it not being as great towards the end of the stint, because it's probably my fault. I hope it didn't affect you too much, Ray. You know, we're trying as hard as we can, right? But no, he's had a couple of really good races there this week already. And yeah, we're just trying some different stuff over at last lap. And he had already, Ray in the Elite Series with, as we go back up and take a look at the All-Star David Toth, who's flying through the field. Ray had already done quite well at Barber in the Elite IndyCar Series earlier this season. Oh, and David Toth gets it a little bit wrong. So this is the part of the stint here where we get to the very end, and I have to go back. Let's see the weather data one more time. And so we've got 24 degrees ambient and 41 track temp, which I think I did that math last night. That's about 109 degrees. So that's not the hottest that it has been, though that is very warm for this track in this setting. Andreas is, Thomas Christensen says Andreas is 17. Andreas Ike is 17. That's amazing. He is so talented and really a front runner consistently. So great to see the youth. Very respectful runner too. He races very clean. And Hugo Olsen, obviously, also very clean racer, fast, always at the front. So thanks for that info, Thomas. I appreciate that. Good to see the youth coming up, and I myself, I'm not even going to tell you how old I am. Here's Benjamin Burmeister, unfortunately getting it wrong, I think. We see, oh, yep, there it is, into the hairpin. As I was saying, this is the time when especially those tires start really getting it start showing their age, and you start kind of sliding around the track a little bit. So just to reset, lap 20, we are expecting pit stops very shortly. Within the next 4 to 5 laps, we get everybody into the pits. Hugo Olsen still in second, as you can see there in the picture. We'll take a look back from Adam Green. And I'll be the first one to tell you, I apologize for the little bit of lazy camera switching. I'm just trying to make sure I pay attention to all the battles and everything else. It's just me switching the cameras too and doing the replays. So there's a lot to look at, but This is quite the battle we have going on up here at the front. I should point out that the top 4 positions, Adam Crane, Hugo Olsen, Henry Bennett, Cesar Manzato, are only separated by less than 5 seconds. So this is anybody's battle here, and David Toth, only 9.47 seconds back. We've seen what kind of pace David has had, and he has got Andreas Eich not far behind him in 6th position. So David Toth right now running about the same times as Cesar Manzato in front of him and Adam Crane. However, it does look like it's hard for these guys to hold that pace down into the 107s there. Looks like we just had Ray, perhaps. We have another incident for Ray Kingsbury. I don't know why it's showing me the wrong. It's just showing me the wrong footage for whatever reason. Oh, and there we have Bob Van Catwick going off track. Yeah, so Ray appears to have had an incident, and I can't seem to quite locate it. For some reason, it doesn't want to focus on that footage. Oh, I'm guessing it's because Ray was maybe in the pits. That's why. There we go. So Ray did enter the pits, and it looks like he's just doing a standard stop, perhaps. And Adam Crane, Hugo Olsen has passed Adam Crane for first. Here's a look at it. On the outside, into the hairpin. Oh, but it was only momentary. It showed on my timing screen for just a moment. We jump back to live. Hugo could not hold it around the outside. So we expect these guys into the pits anytime soon. I guess I'm gonna guess that was the strategy for Ray, was to come in a little bit early, get the new tires, see if he can get some clean track. And we have Togo Hisada has crashed as well. I'm going to keep an eye open and see if there's anything that comes up for people entering the pits. There's Hisada's crash, or his spin, rather. Severi Seppa has entered pit lane. So he is out of, I believe, out of 13th position, or 12th position, excuse me. So we watch up at the front, and Ray Kingsbury managed to pass. So Severi Seppa now sliding back as is pitted back to, looks like, 16th position. So Eric Winter pitting. Henry Bennett now into the pits. We'll have to see where this puts Henry. Gets a lot of brake clock up there entering the pits. Yeah, that guy, LFS, wow, 3 splits. I know, right? And this was almost like gonna, I mean, it wouldn't have taken that much more to get a 4th split. So the participation is just crazy right now. I'm really happy for it. And I blame the IndyCar. It's so challenging and yet rewarding at the same time. I mean, it's just one of those cars that when you get it on the minute and you get it into the zone and on the groove, it just feels so good. It's just hooked up and it's fun to operate, and you have to do a lot of work to keep it that way. So Adam Crane has entered the pits, and we go to a live picture here of Adam in the pits eventually. There we go. Adam and Hugo, Cesar Manzato, David Toth, everybody in the pits at once. We can see them coming down here. And that, this race off of pit road, we'll have to see if anybody short fills. That allows Andrew Kinsella, who has yet to pit, to keep going, and we get Adam Crane back out in front with just about a 1.8 second gap, and Crane settles in. I believe that's a lap car there. Unfortunately, don't have the relative timing to be able to determine that. But yeah, Adam Crane is still is the leader on the road, with Hugo Olsen in second at 1.3 seconds back. So he actually, Hugo actually gained a little bit on that pit stop exchange, and then we get back to Henry Bennett here in third, who is now 4 seconds back of Hugo. So I'm guessing he did not have the best pit stop exchange, but you know who came out on top? David Toth, who has now gotten around Cesar Manzato and up into 5th position. This guy is on a flyer. It is absolutely amazing. He's gained 6 spots as Andrew Kinsella hits out of the lead. We'll have to see how far back that drops him in the order. I'm going to guess somewhere around 10th or 11th. And we go back to leader on track, Adam Crane, who has a 1.3 second advantage over Hugo Olsen, 4.9 seconds over Henry Bennett. And then we have David Toth in fourth, having gained 7 positions this race, having quite a run. Cesar Manzato, and then we have Ray Kingsbury, who made an early strategy call, looked like he was having a little bit of front lockup, and decided to come in for some fresh tires, has gotten himself around Andreas Eick again, and back up into the mix of it in 6th position. He currently is about 11.5 seconds back of the lead, but just 1.3 seconds back from Cesar. Here's Andreas Eick. And as we learned in YouTube chat, it appears as though Andreas really is 17-year-old, and that's just awesome to see him out there. I have no idea really what the ages of most people are, but I often feel like an old person in this series, and I've been doing sim racing for a long time, but it's great to see, teenagers, Andreas, showing this much talent as a sim racer. Obviously, at that age, you could be thinking about going to real-life Formula cars and possibly getting a ride that way as well. So who knows how many sim racers of the future we'll see that have done that. Now, I've got information here that says Jan Hoffman has crashed. I'm guessing it's just a loop, but we never really know. Going to see the crash this time. Is it here? Nope. I don't know. It doesn't always seem to want to show the footage. Oh, is this it now? Oh, there we go. Keeping us guessing. There we go. All right. Nice pirouette. And we keep it from hitting anything and back underway. Beautifully done. So, keeping the thing off the wall is the most important thing. Really. It's the most... You can spin and you get the loss of control at 2x, but as long as you don't touch anything, you can always get new tires. But this car has been a bit of a, I don't want to say a prima donna, but I mean, it's gone through some different iterations of the damage model. And it seemed like a few weeks ago, if you just looked at the tires wrong, they were bouncing off of the car. So now it's gotten a bit better, where if you do ding a little bit, it's not the end of the world. So, running back through the field here, lap 29, we've got Adam Crane here in first. He's had no problems today, starting from pole He has seemed in control. He did have a couple of challenges from Hugo Olsen. I did notice a couple of little brake lockups, but other than that, it seems like he's had absolutely no trouble whatsoever, and we'll see if that continues. We will have another pit stop to go here. We go back to Hugo Olsen, running in second. That's where he started. Once again, not really having too much trouble, though he did have an issue while trying to make the pass around Adam Crane and had to back out of it. Here in third, Henry Bennett. Once again, if you've been paying attention to IndyCar and in the Indy Road Series, for example, that's broadcast over on RaceSpot Monday nights, my time, Pacific time, it's 5 o'clock for that strength of field race. Henry Bennett, I think, is leading the points, though I may be wrong. I haven't looked at it too closely recently, but he was leading or was up in the top of the points recently, and of course, over in the Elite IndyCar Series, he's also at the top. David Toth, really the guy to talk about here today, having gotten 7 positions, really unmatched. Looking back through the whole field, nobody has been as fortunate, and really it hasn't been just fortunate, he's done it on pace. So David, you can just imagine where he would have been if he had qualified up towards the front by now, but he's doing great lap times, 107.07. So last time out, you should be concerned because Hugo Olsen just did a 107.32 as our fastest lap. Let's see if we can get that on the graphic up there. Show the last lap time up in the ticker for those of you that want to see it that way. In fact, why don't we show off some of our more fascinating graphics here. And you can see, as soon as I figure out how to do this. Time delta, there we go. So we can see Adam Crane and Hugo Olsen and see how it rises and falls. Last lap for Adam Crane, a 106.60, and Hugo Olsen this last lap was a 106.81. Henry Bennett, 107.52. David Toth, 107.70. Manzato, 108.51. I'm not sure if I gave that correct time before, but anyway, Ray Kingsbury, 108.46. Andreas Ike, 108.53. So the front runners, the top 4 doing 107s, and it looks like Andrew Kinsella, Stefan Petrot also doing 107s. Pretty much everyone else in the 108s, and then going back into the field into the 109. So let's take a look, as I said before, while we're keeping an eye on Dan Gracia going off track here. That's not Dan Gracia. There we go. Not sure why I have to click twice. Oh, I guess didn't quite get it wound down enough for the corner, or didn't make the pit entrance. Either way, didn't really work out. And we have Bob Van Catwick once again going off track, and in that same in that almost exact same spot. Did he hit the wall? No, it's it turned at the very end. And I'm gonna park it. You're gonna go in the pit lane? Yeah, let's just go do a pit stop. That's where Bob went. Oh, just one of those races, right, Bob? Okay. Back up on Adam Crane. So we take a look through the field. We've got Adam Crane in first, Hugo Olsen here in second, and Henry Bennett third. David Toth running that excellent fourth position. Cesar Manzato, fifth place. Ray Kingsbury in the Nitro Circus machine. Looks like a Hot Wheels car with the flames, running there in sixth. Andreas Ike for Team Talent running there in seventh. Ayata Asaga has moved up, is now in eighth place. I can't, I'm not sure. I think I probably missed that pass, but either way, then we have Andrew Kinsella behind. and going to Stefan Petrat, now finding himself in 10th, having started in 6th place, I believe, falling back early on with that just slight mishap, and that really was all it took for Stefan. We take a look at Vilda Wallen, who appears to be in front of a gaggle of cars, might be under attack from Xavier Sanchez here. This is for 11th position. Seems to be the best battle happening at the moment on the track. However, we do have a close battle happening up here in front with Ray Kingsbury under attack from Andreas Eick. Eick dives the inside and takes it at the hairpin. I've noticed there's 2 lines there, and here comes Ray back. I don't know if he used push to pass there. He's not watching for that. Ray at 7 pushes to pass, and Andreas now at 7 as well. Ray retakes the position for 6th place. All this happening 4.6 seconds back from Cesar Manzato in 5th, and 17 seconds back from the front. We also have Jan Hoffman crashing again, or at least spinning out. Bob Van Catwick. It's seeing the same names popping up here as spins and crashes over and over again. We won't flash away from this for that. Let's we're going to keep an eye on this battle for a moment. And we'll take a look back here as we get to Xavier Sanchez. Beautiful blue car. I want to say it's like Ben and Jerry's on this side, but I can't tell. I know I'm not supposed to go into like commercialism because, hey, we can't do any of that stuff, but I'm just looking at the pretty paint job, that's all. Like, it's fun. What some people are bringing, and trading paints sure makes it easy. So then we got Severi Seppa here. Now shown 4 positions gained on this race. Xavier Sanchez had 2 positions, as well as Vilda Wallen up 2 positions on the day. And so we take a look. I'm watching the battle back up front here with Ray Kingsbury and Andreas Eick. It's a very, very close gap here. Meanwhile, up at the front, we have Adam Crane and Hugo Olsen. And that battle is about a 1-second battle as well. And Henry Bennett is also potentially soon to be under attack from David Toth, as you can see right behind. David Toth really finding the pace here today. Don't know if he just did his homework over the week or if he's been practicing for 2 months, getting ready for Barber. Who knows what has inspired David? Those of you that know him and know his racing, you probably are familiar with this kind of thing. But this is a great battle. Being asked if I have the strength of field. Let's see here. I do not have it. Wait, do I have that in front of me? I don't know if SDK shows that on the screen somewhere. This being the top split, I would imagine it's pretty good. I don't see it there. So, here we go, back into the battle. I will try to dig up what the strength of field is here in a minute. And in the meantime, it appears as though David Toth did get around while I was battling there. David Toth passing one of the current legends in IndyCar racing on the iRacing platform, Henry Bennett, taking the position into one of the better places to pass on the track. That means David has gained 8 positions on the day. That is quite astounding. So we go back to the live picture, and he starts pulling out a gap, now 0.8 of a second on Henry Bennett. Oh, Thomas found it. 4.3 strength of field. So that really high strength of field. That may actually even be higher. Correct me if I'm wrong, Thomas. I think it was 4.2, and or am I thinking of the open race? I might have been thinking of the open race was 4.2 on Monday. But either way, this is 4.3 thousand. 4,300 iRating strength of field is terrific, and it certainly rewards all of these drivers who are participating today with a great high strength of field race that they can get good points and get good iRating from. So that's always kind of the thing you look at when you make a commitment into one of these series is, you know, as an individual driver, what are you going to get for it? Looks like Benjamin Burmeister, they're going off track. Double swipes. Ooh, this is a different one. Caught the wrong, caught one curve. Fortunately, freshly mowed grass there. Lots of room to spin around to your heart's content, Benjamin. And so we go back to Adam Crane here leading the field. 40 laps into the 67-lap race, 2021 IndyCar iRacing Series Round 1 from Barber. This is Trevor Greenfield, your host. I occasionally dabble in these Indy cars, and I was thinking about running in this series in this particular race, but I just thought somebody needs to get this covered. Somebody needs to put this on the internet so that we can go back and watch it, so we have coverage of this huge race. Great racers: Adam Crane, Hugo Olsen, David Toth, Henry Bennett, Cesar Manzato, Ray Kingsbury hanging in 6th, Andreas Eich in 7th position, Hayata Asaga hanging in 8th, Stefan Petrat 9th, Andrew Kinsella 10th, Vilda Wallen running 11th, Xavier Sanchez in 12th. Drivers not having such a great time today. Togo Hasada has climbed 3 positions in his race. Benjamin Burmeister, despite having a few offs himself, now running in 4th place. I'm sorry, in 16th place, having gained 4 positions. Jan Hoffman having a couple of off tracks, but still bringing back on, gaining 6 positions on the day. Eric Winter, haven't talked much about Eric at all today, but Eric has also gained 4 positions. Now, Dan Dracia, we've said his name a couple of times. He did go off, have a couple of incidents. Looks like just having 1 off-track incident, but oh, and as we're looking at him, it's commentator's curse, right? Appreciate you giving us a little action there, Dan. Unfortunately, he's lost 3 positions today. We go back to Daniel Goodyear, who is Goodger, excuse me. I'll pronounce everybody's name absolutely incorrectly, but eventually I'll try to get it right. Daniel, I believe is Irish. I think that's the flag there. Daniel has actually gained a position. Started 21st, is now in 20th. Carlos Derecho losing 11 positions today, really not having the type of race that he would have loved to see him have this initial iRacing IndyCar Series race. Excuse me, IndyCar iRacing Series. I'm so used to how they call it. Kenny Brady Does not appear to be on track. I think Kenny Brady is out. That's from 23rd. Pablo Espez also out. Emil Bernstorff. Yeah, just pleasure to have Emil join us. He's a real-life racer, as I mentioned. And so we go back to the lead here. As soon as my cameras will catch up. And we've gone through the field. So we take a look. 26 laps to go. We're just starting our 42nd lap here. So we'll be expecting everybody to pit here in probably about another 3 to 4 laps. We'll start seeing more pit stops. Now, let's talk about pit strategy. So let me give you the last time that people pitted. We have Adam Crane, Hugo Olsen, David Toth. Can you show the pit strategy? Oh, here we go. That's a nice video. Isn't that nice? Look at that. So we can see Adam Crane, Hugo Olsen, David Toth, all pitting, as well as Cesar Manzato, all pitting on lap 24. And then we have Ray Kingsbury. Let's see, lap 20. Yeah, lap 20. So he's going to need tires before anyone else. He can go longer on the second stint, and there are ways to perhaps save fuel and be able to stretch it a little bit longer should he need to do that. But yeah, and you want to talk about potential iRating gain. Now, guys like Adam Crane and Hugo Olsen, they don't, they're already at 4,500 and 4,200 iRating. David Toth, 6,287 iRating. Henry Bennett, 6,479 iRating. But we have Andreas Ike has entered the pit lane. So Andreas, we'll have to take a look at this. Is this, yeah, this is planned. He just comes right in. He was ready to go. So Andreas looking to maybe to undercut potentially his last lap time. I actually can't see it now because he's done a lap since then. Hugo Olsen has just done the fastest lap of the race. As we go back up and take a look at him, a 107.27 on that last lap. We've got several drivers really flying now. Adam Crane just did a 107.68, so we're back in the 107s. In fact, top 4 now doing 107s. David Toth, 107.62. Henry Bennett, a 107.93. Let's go back to, try to show you the gap times there. So Ray went off track, it says. Once again, showing the wrong car. Oh, just right in that spot that we've had several people having issues with, where it's just so tempting to go wide. Now that's an example where you get an off track, and he came into the pits. It looks like that was a planned pit stop, so on strategy. And Ray leaves the pits in 10th position. So we're going to take a look, and we're going to watch. We saw Vilda Wallen come into the pits as well. Hayata Asaga using his push to pass at the moment. And Vilda Wallen rejoins, it looks like in 12th position at the end of the lead lap. So back out front with Adam Crane. Once again in control, seemingly not necessarily matching the lap times of Hugo Olsen, who seems to occasionally be able to dip lower than him, but overall doing a great job of turning out competitive lap times and maintaining that gap back to second place. Another, as you saw there, just another little puff of smoke. It seems like that's something that, I don't know if Adam just brakes differently there. Did we just... trying to see if something just happened on the track. So we've got David Toth in third position now. And Hugo Olsen, Adam Crane has come into the pits. He just as we switched there, Adam Crane entered the pits, and David Toth also entered the pits. Back to a live footage. Sorry for bouncing around so much, still trying to figure this out. David Toth also rejoins. We still have Hugo Olsen, who Stefan Petrat has now entered the pits. So Hugo Olsen still out in front trying to go the overcut method. Has not yet pitted. And Hugo Olsen now in the pits. So this will be very interesting to see. Andreas Eich just now passing Hayata Asaga, as Asaga had pitted. So that was for P9. Henry Bennett assumes the lead. And Bennett has not yet pitted. So we're looking for him to pit this next time by. Hugo Olsen has left pit lane, and he will rejoin in front in fourth position. And there, Henry Bennett with a little lockup going through the corkscrew. So Cesar Manzato shown in second position. And he has not yet pitted, and neither has Henry Bennett. So we're just waiting on Henry Bennett. Is he coming in this lap? Yes, he is. Henry Bennett into the pits. And so we will have to see how close it is between Hugo Olsen and Henry Bennett. But Cesar Manzato takes over the lead until he pits. And we take a look back over here at Hugo Olsen, who is the leader essentially on the track, because it does appear as though Adam Crane has lost a bit of time in that exchange. He lost several positions, lost at least one position to Hugo Olsen. And I see that Andrew Cancella also has not yet pitted, last pitting on lap 25. So Hugo Olsen, Henry Bennett now slots back out into sixth position. And so it appears as though Hugo Olsen will take over the lead of this race once Cesar Manzato hits. Adam Crane now using one of his two remaining pushes to pass left. Hugo Olsen with no push to pass left. Cesar Manzato has entered the pit lane, so we'll see where he slots back in as we are watching live now with Hugo Olsen, who will take over the lead. Andrew Cancella still running in second, and we expect him to pit any time now. His last time that he has pitted was on lap 25. So stretching this race, really stretching this stint as far as he can. Adam Crane, there you go. That might have been why he was using his push to pass. Adam Crane, 106.9 for fastest lap. You got Hugo Olsen up at a 107.10, and Andrew Cancella even dropping a 107.99. David Toth 107.70 that last time by. So we've got here Kinsella enters the pits. And Adam Crane will retake second position. David Toth will also retake third. So the running order on track after that pit stop exchange, and I apologize, I don't know what happened to Adam Crane to cause him to slow up for that pit stop exchange, but it does appear as though Hugo Olsen has taken over clear lead of the race by 6.2 seconds, and I think that might be a problem for Adam, because Hugo has shown that he has a little bit more pace over the course of the race, over the course of the stint. So we'll just have to see how that works out. So your top 5, if we can do a quick reset here. Top 5, Hugo Olsen. Let's do it this way. There we go. Hugo Olsen, Adam Crane, David Toth, showing at 8.7 seconds back of Hugo Olsen now. Adam Crane 6.1 seconds back. So will everybody be able to make it to the end? Yes, it is expected that everyone should make it to the end of the race. – 16 laps remaining. And so it was not long ago we had a report that Daniel Goodger had another incident. Let's take a look at that real quick. And it's that infamous hairpin. You just get on the brakes real hard, and you do it a little too hard for the tire at that point, and it is right around. Back up with Hugo Olsen. And all of you who are not in the United States of America will truly appreciate my international metric system that I'm using here. For the miles per hour, instead we're using kilometers per hour. So you'll feel right at home for all of you. That's second nature too. And it looks like Severi Seppa has been passed. Oh, is in quite a battle. Let's see here with Pierre Verne. And so that is, I believe, Pierre Verne getting around Severi Seppa and them having a bit of a dice here. That's for 13th position. Looks like a little tire smoke in front. That corner's, it's real tricky. You go downhill a little bit, kind of come flying through the curves, and you got to get it broken down just right for that right-hander. And if you can get it broken down just right, it does pay you so much time. And there's Hugo Olsen having trouble right in that corner, pushing it a bit deep and almost taking it off track. Now, the funny part is that I've had good lap times where you do push that far out. So the safer way is to get it broken down earlier and take the banking a little bit out of the corner and get a nice exit. But you can push far into that corner and kind of start to throttle a little bit earlier, and it does pay off, but then you get really close to the outside of the track, as you saw people do that. So taking a look back up at the top of the order, we're looking here in 6th place, looking at this battle. And so we take a look at Ray and Cesar Manzato just locked in this battle for 5th and 6th. And there's nothing quite like it on the track, though we do look back here. I say that, and we take a look back, there are a couple of other battles happening. Here is Andreas Eick just behind. So this battle right here for 5th position, I'm sorry, for 7th position is just separated just a little bit from the battle just up the road for 5th, which is by Ray and Cesar. This is Andreas Eick, Hayata Asaga, and Stefan Petrat all running 1, 2, 3. And you see another car in front of them. I believe that is the lap car of Burmeister, but I do not have the relative time to confirm that. So Andreas Eick there in the red and white car. Team Talent. He's gained a position on the road. So far, this is really the closest battle on the track. We did just see Carlos Derecho coming into the pits for a moment. I'm not sure if the need was there. Perhaps some fire. Not feeling right. Some damage fixed. Close battle in here for 7th position. Hayata Asaga and Andreas Eick with Stefan Petrat there right behind. This is all just 1, 2, 3. And we take a look back up further, and I really think Cesar Manzato is not just trying to hang back. I think he's really trying to push the envelope here with Ray Kingsbury. Anything there, but I can tell you for sure, those of you that have been enjoying the Monday night Road Open Series, IndyCar Road Open Series, that stars all of the big IndyCar drivers from all of the big teams, essentially, that are showing up for those races. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. We just have an incident. It looks like Stefan Petrat and Hayata Asaga are dicing out there, getting a little, ooh, that's quite the chop there, coming into turn 1. And it looks like Hayata Asaga and Stefan Petrat really trying each other on. So, but for those of you that haven't caught it, definitely oh my goodness, yes, using the number 22 car as a pick. Classic move. Hayata Asaga getting around Stefan Petrat again. We go back to the live picture up in the front. And it also appears that a little bit further back, Ray Kingsbury has managed to get around, or has managed to open up a tiny bit of a gap on Cesar Manzato. That now at 9/10 of a second. So Ray dropping the 108.55 to Cesar, who's doing the 106 or 108.6, and Andreas Ike behind doing the 108.6. Now, this has allowed Andreas Ike to close up on Cesar Manzato, as you see there towards the back of the picture, or towards the middle of the picture there. So now this whole group is one, which means that we've got Ray Kingsbury, Cesar Manzato, Andreas Ike, Hayato Asaga, all, and basically that was Stefan Petrat as well. All of those cars are within, and even Andrew Kinsella are now all within reaching distance of Ray Kingsbury there for fifth. So Ray, of course, a big star around the IndyCar community, winning one of the official Indy 500 broadcasts for IndyCar and competing in the Elite Series. Frequent front runner, running a couple of series himself, but administrating a couple of series himself. So if any of you looking to get in on any rallycross or sports car action, he's just starting up a couple of series, so definitely look up Ray and get yourself involved. They're just starting up for the season. And so what do we have here? Hayato Asaga has passed Andreas Ike. Once again, listen to that. Oh, here we go. And Squirrel using the curve on entry, so dangerous. Looks like Asaga really... And then Asaga has now gone off while we were there. Oh, and wipes out two of our contenders. Henry Bennett gone. Or was that Kinsella? That was Andrew Kinsella? Is that right? Oh, what has happened here? As we go back and try and take a look from Kinsella's point of view, and he comes back and collects Asaga, having a great run, but unfortunately wipes out a couple of cars, getting it wrong. I'm going to take one more look at it. And it's just it's too late. Let's see if we can go back a little bit. Yeah, we can. I'm still new to all of these tools, so excuse me. But here we go. He just loses it himself. He had gotten out in front and just loses it himself and wipes out several cars, unfortunately. I'll try to get the final list of who was involved there, but it does appear as though Andrew Kinsella, his day is done. Stefan Petrat also, his day is complete. You can see the mess of a vehicle that once was, and it's missing a corner. And of course, Asaga, who just lost it himself, and unfortunately that was enough to do him in. So that was one of our bigger crashes, actually, that we've seen here today. Everything else pretty much just being a spin or a little off track. So we've got 6 laps to go. Hugo Olsen in the lead, in command. No questions. This guy has just he's been on fire all day. He hung with Adam Crane at the very beginning of the race and hasn't looked back. He's just been solid. Here we have a report that Togo Hisada, if I can get to on an off track. Oh, that is a definite off track, and that's how it looks. Where am I? I'm in the beach. Now I'm on the grass. I'm on the fairway. Now we're back on. Yep. And that's how quickly your race goes away. I mean, that's why I have so much appreciation for these guys like Hugo, and like Adam and Ray and Henry, who can keep the car on the limit and not throw it off. And it's hard. This is a long race compared to the Road Open. The Road Open is only 44 laps. That was Hugo passing a lapped car. So we go back here to, and Andrew Kinsella appears to have left pit lane. So he is back underway here. Let's go to a live shot of Hugo. Let's see if we can switch. And then we go back to Adam Crane, who now finds himself 5.3 seconds back. Adam qualified on pole and was having a terrific race, was in command, defended an attack from from Hugo Olsen successfully, and then must have had some issue in the pit stop exchange that allowed Hugo to get back around. So as we go back through the field here, 10 seconds off the lead. David Toth, the guy to talk about. Really hope that he can hold it on the track, because you're looking at a new potential star of IndyCar racing, the way that he has done a lap time that's right commensurate with the top drivers. He did a 107.18. Ooh, quite a lot of lockup there though, so it might be the commentator's curse, who knows. But he's hanging on to third, and that's the main thing. This is a high-strength field race, and a very good chance that he can do well in the points and start this series out the right way. Now, I apologize, we will not have the points available at the end of this race. I would love to have it, but we don't. We just won't. It takes an extra step that I'm not prepared to do today. But we'll try to recap that if we do another race. So Henry Bennett here in fourth. Henry was up into third, and then, has had the speed to be up in the front, but David Toth coming out of nowhere taking third position from Henry. And Henry really hasn't been able to respond quite yet, though he is technically doing faster laps, but he is 6 seconds back of David. So pretty unlikely. Ray Kingsbury has had quite the afternoon. He appeared to struggle in the end of the first stint, locking up tires a little bit, and a couple of people got around him. And then he came into the pits, got new tires. It seemed like he collected himself, figured out something about the car, something about the strategy, and was able to regroup, and now he finds himself safely back in fifth position, though not far back is Cesar Manzato, still waiting for that chance to pounce. And we've got 2 laps to go here. I'm going to try to finish out the top 10, and we see Andreas Eich, who once again has survived a couple of near scares. When Asaga came around, looked like Hayata was going down the road, but then just a moment later put it off right in front of Andreas Eich and almost wiped him out. Fortunately for Eich, took out several of his close competition, and so he looks to be able to cruise, because he's 23 seconds clear of Vilda Wallin. Vilda, 5 positions gained on this race, and I promise you, I've looked at the results and seen Vilda Wallin play this game many of times, where Vilda maybe doesn't necessarily have the outright pace of the leaders, but when you look at the results at the end, there's Vilda top 10. So, presuming that they can hold on to it, Vilda looking at 8th position on the day. Xavier Sanchez having a great race just in front of Pierre Verne here, so that's quite a battle that's shaping up. And this has just been going on all day for these 2 drivers. So Xavier, so we Hugo Olsen taking the white flag here. And so that top 10, by the way, Pierre being 10th position. And there's Hugo. I believe that's taking the checkered flag. Yeah, 67 laps there. Hugo Olsen taking the checkered flag. Apologize, I didn't get to it quite fast enough. Adam Crane also coming home 2nd. David Toth running 3rd. Henry Bennett getting 4th. And here's Ray Kingsbury still finishing the lap. and he is right there under attack from Cesar Manzato, but he holds him off. Cesar wanted that position so badly, but Ray holds on to 5th. Great job from Ray Kingsbury. Andreas Eich comes to a rest there at 7th place. Vilda Wallen still racing with Xavier Sanchez. Xavier throws it in there at the end, but couldn't quite make it stick. Vilda Wallen takes the 8th position and a 5-position gain on the day. Xavier, another 5 positions on the day. He's got to be happy with his run. Pierre Verne lost 3 positions today, a little bit of a question mark for him. So we take a look live at Hugo, who I think we're going to get some donuts. We're getting some action here. All right. Hugo celebrates his win. He was dominant today. You could just say he hung close with Adam Crane, never let him out of his sights, frequently topping the times of Adam, closing in a little bit and then making a challenge earlier and just having to back out and waiting for his chance. And somehow in the pit stop exchange, or perhaps it was Adam getting it slightly wrong, Hugo pulls it out and never looked back. My iRatings report here showing that he should get 101 iRating for this race. Not that these guys at the top need it, but they did excellently. So let's go ahead and take a look at the final results here. And as you can see, Hugo Olsen, your winner. Adam Crane, 2nd position, only 6 seconds back. Adam's going to be trying to figure out what exactly went wrong there, how he could have done it a little differently and gotten that win and taken the most points on the day. David Toth, the drive of the day for sure, coming home 3rd position, 17 seconds back. Henry Bennett, David Toth was 11 seconds back, and Henry Bennett coming back and only 17 seconds back. Ray Kingsbury a bit further back. He did struggle a little bit, but regrouped to get a great 5th position, 40 seconds back, and Cesar Manzato was on his tail all day, just a half a second back from Ray. Andreas Eich, 7th, Vilda Wallen, 8th, Xavier Sanchez, 9th, and Pierre Verne, your top 10. Severi Seppa, 11th, Benjamin Burmeister, 12th, Togo Hisada, 13th, Jan Hoffman, 14th, Eric Winter, 15th, Dan Dracia, 16th, Andrew Kinsella, 17th, and Daniel Goodger, 18th. He had a couple of issues on the day. We take a look at the last few drivers who Hayata Asaga, once again, is going to have to question what happened there, because Hayata had a great race going, was up in the top 10 and was making his way and just got it a little wrong and collected several drivers, including Stefan Petrat and Andrew Kinsella, who managed to rebound and get a couple of positions. But Stefan Petrat finishing behind Asaga in 21st. And Bob Van Katwick, didn't work out for Bob today. He had a few off tracks. Kenny Brady also. Pablo Espez and Emil Bernstorff having an issue early on, it looked like. And so great competition for this race. High strength of field. It was an absolute pleasure to bring it to you today. And I am so thankful to bring you the very first race here on VirtualRacing.Network. This was the 2021 IndyCar iRacing Series, Round 1 from Barber. It's been my pleasure. I'm Trevor Greenfield, and I may or may not do more races as a broadcaster. But you probably will see me on the track. Bye.